Good evening to all our dear viewers watching Nile TV International. I'm Lubna Yahya, bringing to you this special edition where we take a comprehensive and detailed look on regional events and local events. And we start our edition tonight with shedding light on the Palestinian cause and, of course, the local events such as the recent letter from President Donald Trump to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And to shed more light on these issues, we are going to have with us over the phone Mr. Ramy Al-Qalyoubi from Moscow, the political researcher. Good evening to you, Mr. Ramy.
Good evening.
I hope you're doing well, sir. So before we could start on the local events here in Egypt, we would like to shed just like a few minutes on the current developments in the Palestinian cause, and how do you see the keenness of the Palestinian Technocrat Committee running and posing the first meeting in Cairo?
Actually, it's obvious that Egypt plays a crucial role in Palestinian crisis because Egypt has contacts with all involved parties. Actually, Egypt has a peace treaty with Israel, but also contacts with Palestinian fractions. Also, Egypt has strategic relations with the United States, and also in the last few years, Egypt improved and developed relations with influential regional actors such as Qatar and Turkey. And at this point, we cannot overestimate the role of Egypt on settling the Palestinian issue, and that is why we can see that even the peace summit took place in Sharm el-Sheikh in October, not in any other place. And this is actually what we witness now is a quite logical continuation of the Egyptian role in the Palestinian question.
Yes, Mr. Ramy, and moving forward to the current local events here in Egypt, as you may know, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has welcomed a letter from the U.S. President Donald Trump recognizing Egypt's role in supporting the regional security while reiterating Cairo's position on Nile water security amid renewed U.S. mediation efforts on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. So how do you see this letter from President Donald Trump to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi affirming Egypt's pivotal role in managing the Gaza crisis, as well as offering to the national security issue, offering to make sure that peace maintains the area?
Actually, obviously, this letter reflects the importance of Egypt as a regional actor and as the ally of the United States. But at the same time, we should not be over-optimistic because Trump is known as someone who likes slogans, who likes to declare that he finished a number of conflicts within few months, and he often exaggerates. Obviously, it's an advantage that the United States might be a mediator for the questions between Egypt and Ethiopia, but at the same time, this question is not that easy, and this is not a real estate deal in New York, because actually both countries have more than 100 million of population, and for both countries the question of Nile is crucial, and this means that needs like a comprehensive solutions. Luckily, last few years were quite rainy in Africa, and at this point the Ethiopian dam question has been postponed for a few years. But at the same time, it still needs a resolution which might take time and might appear to be more complicated than Trump sees it.
Yes, Mr. Ramy, and from your point of view, the current decisions President Donald Trump has been making the world stand in disbelief, starting off with what happened in Venezuela and moving forward to different decisions happening, starting off even from the tariffs being imposed. So with President Donald Trump sending a letter to the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, how do you elaborate on the bilateral ties between Egypt and the United States right now?
Well, actually, despite who is the president in the White House, American-Egyptian relations are strategic because in 1979 the United States were the party who guaranteed the peace between Egypt and Israel. And at this point, sometimes there are some disagreements between Cairo and Washington, but it looks like a Catholic marriage, that sometimes there are quarrels, but the strategic relations continues because actually Egypt is very important for the United States because of peace treaty with Israel, because of Suez Channel, and also the United States are very important for Egypt as a strategic superpower. And at this point, even if there are sometimes some disagreements, in total we can say that this is a strategic relation.
Yes, and in regard to the Nile River being a core national security to Egypt and the current issue with Ethiopia, how do you think or anticipate the future for the region and how will events turn out?
Actually, well, hopefully there will be some solution. Actually, the problem is complicated now because of the disturbances in Sudan, and but hopefully there might be some agreement because, as I've mentioned, Egypt is a very important regional actor, and the instability in Egypt would influence the whole region, and this means that there must be a solution.
Mr. Ramy?
Actually, as I've been mentioning, Egypt is a very important regional power. And at this point, even if there is some disagreement between Egypt and Ethiopia, there should be some international mediation to resolve this question in a peaceful way.
Yes, Mr. Ramy, it was a pleasure having you with us on Nile TV International, and thank you for your enlightenment on the issues, the Nile River being a national security matter, and also the Palestinian issue and the Gaza genocide war. Thank you for your enlightenment, and thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.